Hello, everybody. I figured I'd turn on the camera and try a little experiment here. But first, well, I've already got the resin, which is right here. Got the resin, and I have color that I need. So what I'm going to do first is pour some of this. This is already mixed up resin, but I do have to pour some white for what I'm going to try and do here. Okay. So we'll do that. I'll put some white in it. I might have some extra white as a result. And what I've got in here is a piping bag. And you'll see why here in a bit. But I'm going to grab one of my other dyes in here that's white, if I can find it. And if I can't find it in here, then I'll have to go grab the other one up. I must have left it up in the other area. So hold on. I will go get that. Okay, I went ahead and grabbed some of the white there, but I also want a little tiny bit of the mica powder in there. A little to give it a bit of a shimmering effect, so not a ton. Alrighty. And let me grab my face stick. There we go. Let's mix that in. Kind of see what happens with it first. Now, what I'm going to try and do is a bloom, but I don't know if it's going to work. I'm waiting for my my resin is getting warm, which is good. So as it's getting warm, it's telling me that it's, you know, it's getting ready to get thicker, which is actually kind of what I want. So, okay, and that is totally translucent there. Let me see. I'm going to try and put it in one of the other ones. It's white. There we go. Okay. So let me try and get a few drops in there. 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5. And we'll see how that works. A little bit of mica powder, a little bit of Let's Resin, and then we will try and put it in there into the piping bag. Now I did go ahead and do some debubbling, but when it comes to this, not super important for the white. But for the other, the clear push that I have to do, that's perfectly clear for that. So now, what I'm going to do, I can actually put it into a piping bag, or I could put it into something like this, you know, if I wanted to, because it does have a cap on it. One like this as well I could use. The only problem is that with these, you know, the little nib that's on there is a little bit too thin. So that probably wouldn't work out as well as I would like. So I do have a choice. I can either put this white into the piping bag, or I can put it into that. I think I'm going to try the piping bag first because that's how I'm used to doing it. I think maybe this needs let me just try something here real quick. Come here. Let's see. Yeah, could use a couple more drops. So let me see. Come on. 1, 2. Oh, that was accidentally 3. But what I'm trying not to do is have this be too blobby, so that when it does drop through, as I'm doing petals and things like that, or putting this in there, I don't want it to look blobby. And it might end up looking blobby, I don't know. So let me see. That's better. Okay. And putting the mica powder in there also is something that I normally don't see other people doing. So I'm going with the flow, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here. Let's try and get it all out. I'm gonna let it drip. Drip and Z. Drip and Z. There you go. Drip in there. So we'll let that go ahead and get ready. All right. When I went ahead and coaxed it out of there and everything, I put it on hold while I was doing it. There we go. Let me go ahead and bring this up here. All right. This is just a regular piping bag, like you would use for like frosting and all of that. Except in this case, it's being used for resin. So let me go ahead and get that all secured up. And try not to get my glove stuck in it. Now, where you see at the end of it here, if I can get that to where you can see it, because I can't see the damn camera. Oh, jeez. Okay, but usually at the end of this, there's a clear amount here. So what I'm going to do is cut off just a small bit, and we'll use that to pipe. And I'm not going to be doing a ton of piping, but essentially, there we go. So let me make sure that it gets through. But that's awfully little. I think that needs to be cut a little more. All right. Little bit more. There we go. Now, let's see. Much better. Okay. So let me move this out of the way. Try to move this over a little so you can see it better, what I'm going to do. All right, so what I'm going to do is go around the edge here and just pipe around the edge. Not very thick. Could use a little more right here. Okay. Now, granted, I've got an awful lot of white left, so I'm just going to stick that back in there. All right. So what I do, what it's supposed to be doing. I'm going to move some things here. What I'm doing is an attempt at what they call a lace effect. So, be a lace effect bloom. So we shall see. But I can go ahead and try and put another color in there as well if I want to. But what I'm going to do is put this part in right here. This is what's known as a push. And I'll put that in, and then I'm going to put in some other alcohol inks. Just drop those in there real gently. And put a little something in the middle. I don't know what yet, but I will. I'll put something in the middle. But anyway, so this is the push that I put in. All right, I don't want to put all of it in, but enough. All right, set this over here. And now, what I'm going to do is find the alcohol inks and go ahead and put those in there. So give me a moment here. Moment for you, about 5 minutes for me to get my alcohol inks. All right, so what I'm grabbing are 3 different alcohol inks here. I don't know if I'm going to use all 3, but I have Spring Green, and this is Azure. It's a blue, and this is Red Gold. Now this is the one I don't know if I'm going to end up using or not. This is a metallic pigment, so we shall see if I feel like putting that in there. But I'm going to concentrate on these 2, the blue and the green. And I have to shake them up real good. Boop, 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 boop. Now what normally happens is the resin itself will start to draw in toward the middle. That is, if I've done it right. It'll draw in towards the middle. So I can try and do 2 different effects on this if I like. And like I've seen 2 different effects done before. recently somebody who did a lace effect and a petal bloom on there, and it looked really cool actually. But she also did two coats on there, two different layers. I mean, so let's start off with the blue, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do around in a kind of a circle. One, two. Boop. It is a pretty color of blue. Yeah, let's give it one more right there. Oh, two of them got in there. Wasn't quite what I wanted to do. I just wanted to do there. And one. Okay, so here's that. And we'll let that spread for a little bit. And alcohol inks are really good at spreading like this. So now the green, I think I'd like to put little smaller dots in the center, around the center here, in the green. So go ahead and see if I can get it to do that, providing that I can get this stuff out. Come on. Okay, that's better. So, one, two, three, and one last. Come on. There. The blue is an awful lot more prominent on here. But you'll kind of see how everything kind of moves after a period of time. And if I want to, I can go ahead and put other petals in there. I just don't know how it would try to work with the lace effect, which is the bottom white that I put on there. So what I will do is I'll grab some of this again. Come on. Open sesame. There we go. Okay. And we will go. I'm going to start with right there and going 1, 2, 3, 6. I don't know how well this will work, but we shall see. And this is also my first time doing it, so it's probably going to look really funky. All right. Wait. Okay, but there. Right here, maybe. A little more like, right, oops, right there and there. So what should happen is the white should actually drop and spread a little bit. That's what it's supposed to do. That is what it is supposed to do. I just don't know if that is what it will do in this case. So normally what I do is I go ahead and put a center in there, and normally you can do things like that with glitter, you know, or other things, you know, but I do have, let's see, I have all sorts of fun stuff, but I have a heart, little hearts that I did the other day, which I may be able to go ahead and just drop this little sucker in there. Put in, what happens? Oh, that didn't work. Well, that ought to be interesting. So let's get that down there. Well, that did not go as planned either. But we shall see what happens. Maybe I will try and put a little bit of this around the edges. I don't know if it'll work, but because everything goes towards the middle, it is possible. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do these around the edge here. And this is called Red Gold. 1, 2. Okay. I don't know why I feel compelled to count. Oh, there's 2 of them there. Keep hitting 2. Um, well, that's kind of interesting looking now, isn't it? So what I have to do for now is let this go ahead and do its thing. Let it spread. Normally, what happens is all of this will go into the middle, you know, and you may, this part around here that I just put in, the metallic part of it, typically that will close in. Now, if I want to, I can take a toothpick or one of my, actually, this would probably work a little better. This, I can go ahead and just drag through, not going on the bottom, but just dragging through. I'll try from up here and through, like that. And what this does is it does kind of, in a way, affect petals, maybe. We'll see, just from what I'm doing here. So, all right. Now that I've done all that, oops, try this one. All right. Looks kind of funky, but we'll see what happens after it all kind of pulls to the middle, and we'll see what comes out of it later. But this is like my 5th attempt at doing any kind of a bloom. So cross your fingers with me and hope that this actually turns out okay. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna give this again about 18 hours to cure, and it'll be interesting to see what it looks like once it's all pulled to the center and all cured. So anyway, I'll see you when it's done. It's demolding time. Now, unfortunately, this is still a little soft. It was going for 18 hours, and I have a feeling that I may not have mixed the resin correctly, and that's why it's still a little bit soft. But it is firm enough for me to go ahead and demold it. So let's go ahead and do that and see how it turned out. I have a sneaking suspicion it's a disaster, but we shall see. It didn't look that good on the back, of course, you know. But so let's go ahead and try and get it out of there. And like I said, it's kind of bendy, so see if I can get it out, and then I'll turn it over so you can see it. Come on, you bendy bus. All right. Ugh. Yeah. It's way too bendy. And that's largely because I think I put in too much B of the hardener. And that's okay. Because when I do this again in the future, I'm probably going to have a different resin, which is preferable, and a few other different things. So let's go ahead and turn this little booger over. All right, 1, 2, 3. Huh. Well, the little heart kind of got in the middle. I'm looking at this here. I mean, it's not bad. It does look kind of 3D in places. I don't know. What do you think? It's not terrific. It's a disaster. But it's kind of a pretty disaster if you think about it. I don't know. Anyone else who does blooms and everything, I am open to suggestion, tips, you name it. Anyway, that's the result that came out. On the bright side, this can still be used as a coaster. So, and that's essentially what the mold was a coaster mold anyway. So it can be used as a coaster. A few other things that I worked on last night as well. I used the excess, for many different things, earring stuff, I did a sparkle kitty or two and some letters from a letter mold. And then these, I do have, these are holographic molds that I have for Christmas ornaments. This is one of the Christmas ornament ones that I have. And this one I did earlier with a darker purple, but you can still see the holographic on it. And that comes from the mold itself. This one was more recent, and I haven't done any embellishments on it, but you still can see the holograph on there, and it's really cool. So I did those, and some of the letters that I did too were with, that's the, whoops, sorry. That's the letter A, of course, These are also a little bit on the bendy side, so that's what tells me that I definitely did not mix the resin in the right proportions. So I'm a beginner, I make mistakes, and this is a guitar pick, believe it or not, or guitar pick necklace, pendant, actually. And what I do with these, little etching that you see in there, I take the chromium pen and do up that. Anyway, so I did make some other guitar picks. I do have a guitar pick mold that I can make guitar picks with. The only problem is they come out really thick. So I can make bass guitar picks. How about that? Maybe a banjo pick or two. I don't know. But, or if you're a guitarist who likes to play acoustic guitar with a thicker pick, I could probably do that for you. I can probably do medium to thick for resin picks. I don't know. I don't know of a guitarist that would ever use a resin pick. Most of them just use the kind of plasticky ones, except the professionals who get the good stuff. So, and I happen to know a few professional guitar players. So, anyway, well, that's the way it looks. And we'll try it again, but let me know what you think. I mean, you saw me make all the mistakes. And like I said, if you do anything with resin, I appreciate tips, tricks, anything that you can throw at me to maybe help me out a little bit. So thank you for being patient and watching this mess come together. Oh well. Take care, everybody, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye.